Beloved brothers and sisters, every breath that you breathe in is filled with love, is filled with light, is filled with blessings, is filled with divinity, the very essence of creation itself. And as that breath is taken in, there are many choices, many ways, many directions that the exhale, which is a manifestation action, can take. You can choose to imbue a conversation that you are having with another with love, or you can choose to criticize. You can choose to judge. The choice is always within your particular consciousness. And we forget, don't we? We think that the beliefs that we hold, the opinions that we have, are ours and ours alone. But beloved, you are being asked to take a look and say, where did this belief come from? Is this a popular opinion? Is this one that will make me accepted by others if I agree? What happens if I disagree and say, no, I don't believe what you're saying and how you're saying it and why you're saying it? Will you be cast out into the desert, never to be heard from again? Or what if you can become a new thought leader? What if you can say, I have a different opinion, I have a different belief, I have a different way of seeing this particular circumstance. Let me explain. And what if your truth comes from a fountain of love that abides so richly and deeply within you that you can begin to sway the opinion? If you see innocence, would you be able to turn the jury of your peers to see your truth? Do you have that strength within you? Or have you allowed the egoic mind to come in and take over and say, we will be much more accepted if we believe what they believe? We are asking you, beloved, to take a look at each single and solitary belief that you have about the way that life is, the way that people are, the way that mates are, the way that children are, the way that parents are, and begin to deconstruct what you have known your existence of life to be. Well, this is the way that all men are. This is the way that all women are. This is the way that I will always experience life, for I am victimized by a particular circumstance. Beloved, what if you can allow yourself to delve deeply into this strongly held thought or belief pattern and say, is this really truly what I believe? Who gave this to me? When did I decide to scoop this up and consume it and say, yes, this is what I believe from now on, whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, whether you are Jewish, whether you are Catholic, whether you are wealthy, whether you have let yourself be impoverished. BMW Owners Group, what have you aligned yourself with, beloved? What has become important to you? What have you made a priority to you above your love for God? Where have you allowed yourself to say, I am aligned being a fan of the Yankees, or I am aligned of being a fan of whatever it is that you have made important to you, beloved? The Wildcats. Indeed. Beloveds, where have you given your loyalty? What have you made important to you that is above and a priority to you above your love of God? Or in your love of God, there is a love of self that must be honored, for you are a creation of God. The very breath you breathe is the breath of love. So what are you breathing life into, beloveds? What are you making more important? Where have you aligned yourselves with the ego and said, my garden is more important to me than my family? My car is more important to me than my children. My religious beliefs are more important to me than my parents. And although they are different than them, what I believe is more important than any relationship that I have. And in this, beloved, you have cut yourself off from the very love that you are. We would ask that you would begin to investigate what you have made your gods and your goddesses, what you have made more important to you than the very beings that you chose to have come be part of your existence of reality. What have you chosen? What have you aligned yourself with to be more important than the very love of God? This is not an easy task. We ask of you, beloveds. We ask of you to pause, to notice the knee-jerk and immediate responses and reactions that you have to things where you have given your loyalty. And we ask that you would consider to give your loyalty and your love to yourself first, beloveds. But you must ask yourself, who am I? What are all of these beliefs? What are all of these conditions that I have said about the way life must be? What do I find unacceptable? What do I call my deal breakers? For God has no deal breakers when it comes to you, beloveds. You are loved unconditionally. Can you allow yourselves to do the same and to begin with yourselves? We hold you in the highest regard. We love and embrace all that you are. And we indeed enjoy your journeys along the way. And we invite you, beloveds, to awaken, to remember, and to return back to the truth of you. We love you beyond anything that you can measure. Our hearts are your hearts in unison. Blessings to you always, precious and beloved ones. We love you. I love you. And I will speak with you again.